So in my last video, I was actually talking about this piece that I was going to finish in order to make it the cover image of the video, because I was talking about, with the structures of the universe, these things collapsing and collapsing in on themselves and then rebirthing into new universes and worlds. And I ended up coming to the studio and doing this one, which I made the cover of the video. And this is probably, this might be my favorite thing I've ever made ever. It was absolute, channel, just kind of like guided, came out of me. I had an idea about what I was going to do and it went to the wayside. And then this one came shortly after. So I've made these two today. And I said this earlier, I said, I just feel like I'm full of a blue, peaceful light. This is the color. It's that color blue. This one's just tremendously exciting to me for many reasons as well. But talking about that plenum, as I read a passage from the Akashic Field book in my last video, it's like out of nothing, in this, sound vacuum where there is nothing in space. No light, no form, no thought, just potentials. Then there is everything, and a bloom that learns how to self-reproduce. The energy to create worlds flows through all of us. And that's a sketch I did yesterday when I was out at the Lago Trasimeno. This is Lago Trasimeno. I was sitting on a pier painting. Something about my artwork is that I have this is actually very unfinished in how it's rendered. But I've learned over time, and it's important when you're an artist, just to not judge your style and how things come out of you. It was incredibly windy, so I was trying to paint on the pier. I had this very romantic idea about how it was going to be, and it wasn't. It was hard. And then all these, I have to finish this commission. But I've also been thinking a lot about hand studies. Anyway, it's okay to have multiple different styles that come out of you as a maker. You don't have to be consistent with the types of things you like to make. Everybody should make something, I think. So, and these are my chakra sigils that I've talked about in previous videos too. These are helping me to make these every day. I didn't do any today, in fact. Maybe I'll do evening chakra sigils today, but primarily I wanted to share these works because they're incredibly powerful. They're powerful for me to have made. Look how cool that one is when you zoom out, this one. I want to make this on a huge canvas. Again, there's something here, right? Butterflies, the soul, the word psyche. I believe in Greek, psyche means butterfly. I'm kind of pulling that out of nowhere, but there's a correlation there. Transformation, right? And how I've been talking about this cocoon flaking off to create way for change, and there is discomfort, right? We're in the liminal space between one sort of ending and the beginning of new cycles in the collective energy, or that's what I'm picking up on. And, the darkness, the tunnel, it gives way to light. It will give way to light. I have some ideas. Sometimes I get nervous when a painting gets to this point. This one's not done. This one's done. It's perfect. I love it. And it's asking to be made larger though. But this one, I get nervous because I'm I could ruin everything, all the work I've put in. And the idea is to create some type of inner focal bloom with color. Similar to this, actually. But not too similar, because I like the purity of the palette up there. I mean, the simplicity of the colors, whereas this one needs the full spectrum. All right, that's it. Just a quick little art share to, you know, just been sitting around talking about being an artist and painting, but I actually am making things too. The toroidal apple sphere core. It's kind of funny, through the video, this looks like an indentation, like it makes it look dilapidated. And this was a whole funny thing. I never work with acrylics. This is unusual. A lot of people, when they are painters, they start by learning with acrylics and then they work up to oil. And when I was 16 or 17, I just started painting in oil. I started doing oil painting portraits. And I basically have never used acrylic until now. And I bought some for this trip so that I could have things dry quickly and come home. So anyway, I'm realizing that it's kind of incredible that I like working with it so much. I kind of viewed it as inferior to oil. It's cheaper, it's easier to handle for most people. That's why it's considered like the beginner's paint, but it's got so much layering potential. Like the fact that I just cranked this out in one sitting, and I didn't have to wait for anything to dry. Because it's kind of obnoxious. Like when I was painting the lake yesterday, my palette was drying as I was using it. And I was like, well, this is kind of ridiculous, you know? The wind combined with the heat. Ugh, good stuff.